Back in the workshop, different day, different t-shirt. Changed out to the orange t-shirt. It was a Fostering Society t-shirt, and my daughter was hoping that actually get fostered and become less of a problem for her. So I've dashed those plans quite quickly. She did ring me and point out that I'd only had 30 views on the channel, and that 28 of those were her and her mates at work laughing at me. But I just asked her if you got any more mates, basically. She did come up with some more ideas for increasing the number of views. Most of those ideas would actually have got me thrown off YouTube, and quite a few of them would have got me arrested as well. So I've seen through your dastardly plan, Tony, and I'm going to continue to do this and continue to be an embarrassment to you. As you can see behind me, still on the fuselage, just started blocking it up. While I think about it, one of our ideas was maybe to increase the demographic of the channel, possibly appeal to a few other groups. She suggested I wear a pink tutu for doing some riveting, to appeal to the cross-dressers and the non-binary communities. I don't think that's really something I would do, but whoever knows. Secondly, my sister came up with some ideas as well, which were equally as bad. She suggested wearing a cowboy outfit, maybe just chaps in a cowboy hat, only chaps in a cowboy hat. But I decided that both of those communities were going to be far more discerning than to watch an old bald bloke in chaps and a cowboy hat. And anyway, where would I ever wear such stuff? So I'm back in the workshop, as you can see, and I'm going to continue with the fuselage, and we'll do some proper work. Okay, I'm going to call it a day now. As you can see, I've started getting the fuselage blocked up on the bench. Being a bit of a moron, I forgot to fetch my big T-squares or set squares to get these at 90 degrees to the bench, so I've had to use a little one, but nothing's fixed in place. I've just been making these front pieces here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 of those I've made. The wooden blocks you can see on the top are just set at the correct distance. They're 26 3/4 inches, I believe it is. Width of the fuselage, so I've made, just knocked some of those together. I thought it was a practical way of keeping a good consistent distance, but I do need to check some diagonals. I'm going to have to get a plumb line, I think. In fact, I've probably got one somewhere in my toolbox. But now you can see what the work up to now has been leading to with the fuselage, up to the point of this bottom stringer across there. That is going to be the width of the cockpit. Good job not a fat. And from there it tapers in, and the tail will come together on this stern post here. They will just move inwards, bend in, but at the moment, as you can see, it's blocked up with little pieces of wood just to hold it in place, so I can't bend anything until I've got this fuselage all sorted. I've got to do which is, obviously it's upside down, so what is the bottom will be the top, so I've got to do some diagonals across there, and the same on the bottom. And of course, oops, I've got my finger in there, and of course my the seat's got to go in there, and there's got to be an instrument panel, a room for that. So yeah, it's coming on, but you can sort of see how the process comes together. Just keep joining bits of metal together, 2 at a time, and you get there. So quite enjoying the process still good. Yes, the plans call for you fish mouthing the end of these pieces with a drill just up here. These ends, they show, I'm getting a bit closer, they do show them done with a drill, but to be honest, I've done them by hand with a file. I can do them a little bit at a time. It's a lot slower process, but I quite like doing it. Why not? So you know, and it's proper handmade then, isn't it? So yeah, good day today, and I'll keep you informed with further progress. Okay, back on the Nieuport 11 build. As you can see, I have got the painted fuselage blocked up. Bit Heath Robinson, but it seems to be working. So we've got a couple of set squares there. Click together to keep it vertical that way. I've got one over the top here to keep it hopefully all in line. We've got the gussets clecoed on the top there. Still got my wooden dividers on there to keep the levels straight, and I've started drilling up this gusset for riveting, and this gusset is riveted. So we're getting on slowly. As you can see from the different colour of the clecos, that's a larger size, so those holes have been drilled up to the rivet size now. You can see that, and we've also got a whole tangle of bungee cords down there, and as you can see, if we get it lined up there somewhere, the vertical plumb line we've got should line up if I get in the right position. There we go, lines up perfectly with the cross of the bungees. So coming on, again, I'm taking my time with this. It needs to be right, so we're trying to get it right. But yeah, I'll keep you informed. Okay, calling it a day. Doesn't look like I've done a lot today. It looks pretty much the same as when I started, but we've got those brackets now fully riveted. We're all square. I've got the top, which is at the bottom at the moment, all cut out, ready to go. I've got these riveted, those brackets there, and the cross member, that riveted, and that one. As you can see, the downside of painting first is I've had to wipe it off a bit, but we'll just respray those bits when it comes to it. So the next job, I think, is to turn it over and riveting those bottom pieces there. You can see, so I might be moving a bit fast, get this riveted, and a plate on the middle there. The only thing is, I can't find the gussets for it, so I'm going to have a route around and hope they're here. If not, there might be some delay. I'll have to find where the hell they are. Okay, leave it with that for the day. Right, I'm here for another thrilling instalment of the Nieuport 11 build. As you can see from the inelegant angle on the bench, the Nieuport is the right way up for the minute. I have been fixing the cross members. Again, all a bit Heath Robinson, but it seems to work. We've got it in balance, we've got it all squared up. Whether you can see from the pictures here, I don't know, but the plumb line is still down the centre, and it's just pretty much spot on. There's a tiny little bit of angle, but that's partially because the bench isn't perfectly flat at this end, I've just discovered. But all my angles are perfectly vertical, and as you can see from the clamps and the brackets and the bungee cords, everything is squared up. All the base where the cockpit area is all done. We've got a first bracing bracket on the front here, which is
this one here, first bracing bracket there. It's not riveted in yet. There's quite a good reason for that, and the fact is I am missing a whole load of gussets and brackets. A bit like the old MFI, I'm missing brackets for all of the gussets, all the gussets that go along here, along these each end, well each corner, all four corners. There should be gussets there. I'm missing the gussets. I can climb up on my health and safety nightmare. And there are gussets missing here, here and on the other side, and then all the way down the back I've got the gussets, so I can't put any pieces in because there's no way of holding them in without the gussets. So we've got the central block there, and we've got the floor. This is going to be the cockpit area here. If you can see where my hand is, this is the cockpit area here, and then from then on we're going to have bracing brackets horizontally across and diagonally down through the airframe. This tail end there's nothing being done with the tail end at the minute. I've simply tie wrapped it down because it all needs, as you can see, it's not even tie wrapped fully because I don't want to tie wrap it at peculiar angles. I just needed to know roughly how the curve was going to go for the this gusset up here. Well, you can see that, but that gusset I've only riveted partially, and the same on the other side because I wanted to know the angle. That's where the tail starts its inward bend. So next move, I need to find some bits. I've searched amongst the chaos. As you can see, it's even more chaotic now because I've been looking through all the bags. There's all the bags, they're all marked as what parts of the airframe they are, but there must be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There must be getting on 20 odd gussets missing. So I'll get in touch with Paul at Grass Strip Aviation and see if he's got them there. It might just be I didn't pick up a bag when I picked up the kit, because there were a couple of kits there. So we shall see. I'll let you know how I get on next time round. Another day done. I've spent a good few hours here today, and doesn't seem to have got a lot done visual wise, but you may see that the tail is now connected, and if we show the view down here, you can see it's actually something like aeroplane shaped. It's upside down. I've flipped it over a couple of times, but the missing pieces I mentioned in the last video are definitely missing. I've spoken to the supply, and he's going to get back to me today with those. So we'll see what happens. No big rush. I've been able to get on with some more stuff. I've managed to get the fuselage boxed out. As you can see, tops are clecoed in, bottoms nothing done at all. They've just put in place. Once again, I made 2 pieces at a time so they were equal, and the process seems to be working. We're working. I come right down here. The centre line is surprisingly enough down the centre. Let's get rid of that. The centre line is down the centre, and as you can see from the set square, the tail is vertical. If I show you from this side, the centre line does go through the centre of the tail post. So yeah, it's all looking good. I've taken quite a lot of time doing this because I don't want a twist in it, otherwise I'll be wiggling all over the sky. So I've made it, we're certainly within millimetres over the full length, hopefully. I've still got cross braces to go, so any adjustments can be made, tiny adjustments can be made with the cross braces, but I can't really do much more until I get the gussets that are missing for the top surfaces. So that's it for today.